Welcome back to NASCAR Thunder 2004's modded career mode. I'm your host, Neko Darius, and when I tell you guys things got really intense in Chicago, things got intense in Chicago. It comes down to a last lap pass and a three-way battle for the win. But it wasn't just the leaders that were amongst them. A few lap cars were in the way. How would this all kind of shake out and pan out? Well, it's up to you to watch and find out. Buckle on up, everybody. It's time to go racing. You know, it's the Tropicana 400 week at Chicagoland, and I just can't help but always have to be reminded of tracks that we no longer go to in NASCAR. Chicagoland is one such track, if I'm not mistaken. And same with California. Probably more California than anything else, though. That's the one that really sticks out in my mind. At any rate, hopefully you guys are as excited as I am for today's racing. So as you guys know, we have been on a little tear so far at this point of the season. We've won some races. We've lost some races in some random ways, like i.e. a caution that came out when it wasn't supposed to near the end. Okay, I'm not going to say it wasn't supposed to. I'm happy that we're getting natural caution. And I'm happy I'm not the caution, okay? We won Pocono. We won the Series 400 at Michigan. We really could have won that race at Infineon, honestly. Come on, guys. I know I could have won. You guys know we should have won. And then, of course, we did wind up winning at Daytona. We could have been on a 4-win win streak right now. But it's NASCAR, and no race is ever a given. So, I mean, it's a little upsetting, sure. But it's okay, because now we get to go to Joliet, Illinois, and go for Chicagoland. The good news is we're 214 points ahead of second place in the standings. Rusty Wallace is also third. Jeff Gordon, Kurt Busch, Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Burton, Matt Kenseth, John Andretti, and Tony Stewart round out your top 10 as it stands right now. I'm not sure if Kevin Harvick or Dale Jr. will have enough time to kind of catch up in the standings here. They're running out of time a little bit. And speaking of time, it looks like we're running out of time with manufacturer. In the regards to the manufacturer's standings, we are 9 points behind Ford. Just 9. And those 9 points don't seem like a lot, but it's a lot when it comes down to Ford always being somewhere near the top 6. So we've got our work cut out for us. And hopefully at Chicagoland, we'll look pretty good. The good news is we saved some of our best equipment for this race. So the good news is we got a fresh chassis, fresh motor, and fresh body. And you know what that means? I'm expecting that we're going to be fast, even without that manufacturer support from GM, at least today anyway. Let's go down to the track and see how this race will wind up unfolding. Car is actually pretty tight right now. I'm not seeing any real positives out of that first corner. So I think we need to work on the setup just a little bit, maybe in happy hour. We didn't practice the car. We unloaded pretty well. I was trying to save as much money as I can. I was more or less interested in getting Joe and Steven up to speed around here. Maybe I should have went to practice. 24th on the first lap. Down into turn 3, coming up off of 4. I'm not going to go down to the apron. That's going to probably slow me down a bit. I'm going to get to the line.
We'll start in the top half of the field. Not too bad.
19th. And that's not even better.
The NASCAR Winston Cup Series comes to Illinois this week for today's race, the Tropicana 400 at the Chicagoland Speedway. Barney, we're still kind of new to this place. What do you think so far?
Well, Joe, this really is a state-of-the-art facility. It's a 1.5-mile trioval similar to Las Vegas with more banking. We're in for a great race today.
Alrighty, guys. Didn't qualify all that well, but it looks like Mark Martin didn't qualify that well either, and neither did Jeff Burton. So a little mixed bag here at the start, but 41 laps to make up our minds on how we want to run this race. Car is still a little tight, but I left the setup alone after happy hour. I decided not to make any drastic changes because I felt like once we get into the draft, the car is going to drive differently. And I wasn't wrong. The car is definitely driving differently right now.
31.7. 1.5 seconds off the leader, buddy.
I just got past Mark Martin. real tight. Got into Jeremy Mayfield. Nice guy, by the way, Jeremy Mayfield is. Getting blocked by Sterling Marlin all the way down to the bottom of the track.
Still beside you. The 40 car.
To hang out behind Elliott Sadler here. I got to slowly and methodically pick my way through the field. The goal is to try to not to damage the car as much as I normally used to. I think this would be a good thing if we can kind of get out of here with a good car. But I've got some angry guys around. Greg Biffle, for one. Really seeing a really strong Roush contingent here, which is making me really nervous for every race that I go to. Because if these Fords from Roush keep running well, I'm in danger. Got into the back bumper of Greg Biffle there just a little bit, but nothing too, crazy. Well, the good news is that I can tell y'all, other teams are fast when it comes to qualifying. But once the race starts, they're moving all over the place. Ooh. Jeff Burton actually took out Kurt Busch there. Did y'all see that? That's crazy. Oh, well. What is the old saying? Not my circus, not my monkeys. I ain't worried about that one. But Jeff Burton really took a shot on Kurt Busch. That really just messed him up a bit.
The 29 car is still there. Number 20
Tight.
is still there. Keep digging.
I was up in that evil stuff that they talk about. It was real light up there, no grip.
49.
Car was just tight, did not want to turn.
We're faster than the leader. Let's get up there. On our left.
Just told by my crew chief that we're faster than the leader, and I'm like, well, who's the leader? Because I can't see the leader. The leader is gone. Started to check out here. Oh, I didn't realize this was Jeff Gordon, yo. Oh, Rusty Wallace is checked out. Dude is 1.5 seconds ahead of the lead, and I had to come from 19th in 8 laps to get up here to 3rd. So I'm making moves. I'm trying my best. I know rivals are really good for the sport, like for our series and everything, but I'm trying not to affect the points, guys. And I'm trying my best not to be the cautions.
Hold your line. He's still there.
I actually am. I really am trying my best. If I become the caution, then, probably because I just failed to actually do what I said I was going to do. What I don't want to do is battle Jeff Gordon for too long.
The 24 car is still there.
Like, honestly, I just don't want to battle Jeff Gordon. But he's on my outside, and I can't take a wide. I can't take the wide arcs I want to take.
You're gaining on the leader.
Okay, he's falling back now. I think he's understanding that I'm just a little bit faster. Now I need to set my sails on Rusty Wallace here and try my best to catch him because he's almost 2 full seconds ahead. It must have been because I was battling that Rusty was able to get such a huge lead, because in 1 lap, I've already bridged the gap to Rusty Wallace. In 1 lap. So I looked up at the track map and realized that there's like a car that's running in the back really far off the pace. Like, when I say off the pace, I mean they've lost the pack themselves. Are they making minimum speed driving that slow?
Stay on his back bumper. You should be about
'Cause if we're running 28.8s, they've got to be running like 31.2s or something. Like, they're just slow, man. Yeah, I got Rusty Wallace in my sights here. Ooh, tight.
number 2. Down low.
It's like anytime I get anywhere outside of like somebody's draft, the car is tight. Car is extremely tight in this corner. I think the tires are officially beginning to wear out. I know the right front is beginning to go away, which again shouldn't be a big problem for me, but it is.
The leader. Be patient with the pass.
From some of the tire marks I'm seeing on the surface of the track, I'm assuming that somebody somewhere at one point or another tried to cause a caution. Okay, we've got our first 5 bonus points for leading a lap. which breaks the stranglehold that Rusty Wallace had on the field. Now to see if we can just kind of set sail here and get away from these guys before the first pit stop. Things have kind of stagnated within the field, but this is kind of how it normally happens, like right in the middle of the summer. You know, the AI teams, they just kind of fall off. Tires are wearing out so bad that I'm really just tight all over the track right now, but it's not a bad thing. I feel really good right now. We're leading some laps. We're building a lead on the guys behind. Technically, we can pit now and we'll be good to go to the end of the race. I'm thinking maybe we should try to leg this out a little bit further and then come down. I'm not sure if that's a good idea, but I'm gonna give it a shot here. As Joe Nemechek has blown a motor, which means his top 10 hopes have shrunk even further. He's in top 10 for many races at the beginning of the season, so very rough to see Joe Nemechek struggling at this point. But again, like I said, it goes back to the summer months thing. In the summer months, for some odd reason, a lot of teams just start struggling. I think we're doing good on fuel right now. Oh, hey, look, guys, this is my old friend Travis Quapple. You know, Mr. Moving Roadblock himself. I think Ken Schrader's right in front of him. I'm about to catch Ken Schrader and Travis Quapple all in a few laps time. That's nice. All right, start eyeing the entry. Tires are very worn. Hustle, get it there. Oh. Okay. Woo. Couldn't afford a speeding penalty there, but 4 tires, fuel. We don't have any damage on the car, so this should be a 15.4 second or better stop. So also our last race with our sponsors, so definitely hoping that this race looks good for them. I just saw Mark Martin hit his pit stall, so he's definitely further behind.
You're clear. Step on it.
Car feels horrible. Like, I feel a lot looser than before. I don't know if the track may have changed. I don't know if something else changed with the car. I don't know if it's just the tires themselves. The car is loose, like bad loose. All right, I'm gonna start backing up every corner. I have to get to the end of this race.
Gotta keep the tires in good shape to be fast, buddy. Don't bang it up too bad.
I got to make it to the end of the race. And right now, the car is not cooperating at all. Horrible work here. There's no way I'm steering too hard.
Number 2 wants to get by you.
Car is bad. The car is so bad. I'm getting loose in areas where I wasn't loose. I'm getting tight in the most weirdest and randomest ways.
Okay, we're clear.
This is not a good car right now. I've lost the lead back to Rusty Wallace. Jeff Gordon's breathing down my neck again.
Number 24 is inside.
I've got no confidence,
Keep digging. You're clear.
but I got confidence when I'm drafting. Wait a minute.
30, 26. Run as strong.
I think the air is helping my car.
You got the leader. Stay on this.
Until then. But I felt like the air was just helping my car a bit. I think that last hit, but it may have fixed the car. Yeah, it fixed the car. Deck lid is up, and now the car wants to drive right. Like, I'm actually tight again. I don't know why I was so dang loose. I don't know if I had the wrong wheels on. I don't know what it is, but now that the deck lid is up, we're back in this. Yeah, baby. Car is back to what it was before. Long run, baby. Excuse me, Travis Quapple. I got some fast guys to get to.
Got a run on you. All clear, buddy. 28, 56. That's as quick as you've been all day.
A little too loose going into that corner. It's like the car just literally swapped on me here.
Take care of those Goodyear Eagles.
Don't know if it's the pop-up rear deck lid or what, but it's giving me a lot more downforce.
29-26.
As I pass Jeff Gordon
Work with the leader. Let's see if we can break away from the pack.
and then get loose.
Number 24 is outside.
Okay, so now it's a three-way battle, and we've got, what, 4 laps to go? Three-way battle for the lead. It's going to come down to if we can catch that traffic, too. Alrighty, I got Jeff Gordon right here. Rusty Wallace.
29-7. Making up some time. No one inside.
That's a well-placed defense by Jeff Gordon. He entered that corner low, knowing I really love the low lane right now here at Chicago. Maybe Jeff and Rusty can get into each other and take each other out for me. You know, that'd be nice.
29-36. Come on, buddy, push it. We can pick up some more spots.
2 to go.
Be patient with the pass. Halfway on fuel.
I think we got the car for it. I'm gonna give it a shot. We gonna send it.
On outside.
Lap traffic will come into play at this. It's gonna come down to lap traffic, and if I can get to Rusty in time. Ken Schrader moves out the way for us though, as the leaders. Jeff Gordon might get stuck behind him. Rusty is blocking extremely low. I'm not good on the outside. We got one more chance at Rusty Wallace.
On outside. That's what I'm talking about.
That's a win. Oh my goodness. We won that one. We earned that one. That was an earned win.
A rare caution-free race.
Well, that's good news for all these race teams because that can mean one thing: no major wrecks.
Well, that's one way to send off our sponsors with a race win, and probably the most excitingest win that we've seen almost all season long, at least so far. That was a very, very close margin of victory. I mean, for the Pontiac, that had to have been at least the front nose of my car compared to Rusty's car. It had to be. So, as you guys know, we did win the race, but we did not lead the most laps as Rusty Wallace led 24. Jeff Gordon led a lap in the race. As a matter of fact, we were the only 3 guys to lead a lap, but the lead changed hands 7 different times, and there was no caution today. So I guess we used up all our cautions earlier this season, didn't we, guys? The good news is with the win, I don't see Mark Martin on the first top, like in the top 7. So Mark Martin probably lost a little bit of ground on me. And Rusty, actually, this was a good rebound for Rusty Wallace. If you guys remember correctly, he had a few problems that kind of took him out of contention. He's still out of contention for the points lead right now. But with the chase this season, it doesn't really matter. We're all going to get reset anyway. So it's just better to be in the top 10 and survive at this point. So we win over Rusty Wallace, Jeff Gordon, Bobby Labonte, and John Andretti. Yep, John Andretti has snuck his way back into the top 5, guys. Matt Kenseth, Kevin Harvick, Ryan Newman, Dale Jarrett, and Mark Martin round out your top 10. Okay, so Mark Martin did finish in the top 10. He just didn't finish in the top 5 this time. That's okay. Sterling, Kurt Busch, Greg Biffle, Jeff Burton, Tony Stewart, Joe finishing 16th, and Steven finishing 17th. So my two teammates outside the top 10, but them finishing near each other is actually pretty cool, especially considering they started near the back of the field. Dale Jr. down in 20th. PJ Jones made a start today. Was 21st. Jimmy McMurray, Ricky Rudd, Elliott Sadler, Casey Kane, Robbie Gordon, Jimmy Johnson. See, that's the big one right there. I was kind of curious because I saw Jimmy kind of fading back and fading back, fading back. He did not have a good day today, did he? 27th on the track after qualifying 3rd. That's a really big loss on his behalf. A little bit further down, of course, we saw Joe Nemechek and Ricky Craven both lost an engine. Travis Kloppel, Ken Schrader lost a lap. Thankful for Ken Schrader to move out the way. He didn't affect the race to the finish line, so that's really cool to see that the AI was able to logically put themselves in that position and understand to move out of our way and let us race. So another good day for us, good points day. We'll just head back on to Atlanta and assess everything that we need to assess. All right, so we've made it back to Atlanta Motor Speedway. We've made it back to our team, headquarters. As you guys can probably tell, it says that we are now unsponsored, which is true. We are an unsponsored Pontiac. Don't mind the scheme showing otherwise. That's baked in. But we've got to make some decisions on who our new sponsor will be, and I can't wait to unveil that scheme when the time comes. But before all of that, we must now take a look at the racing standings, where I have pulled out to a 265 point advantage over Mark Martin. Rusty Wallace is second or third, and Jeff Gordon fourth, 450 points back. Kurt Busch getting hit by his own teammate didn't do him any wonders, as he fell all the way. He fell back in the race, but he's still fifth in the standings, but 558 back. To me, as well as Matt Kenseth has kind of gotten closer. Jeff Burton is close. Jimmy Johnson is close to Jeff Burton. John Andretti is back in the top 10, up in 9th. And then, of course, there's Tony Stewart, 720 back in 10th place, barely hanging on against Sterling Marlin, Bob Labonte, Dale Jarrett, and Ryan Newman for the most part, because that is about 100 points to each other. As you know, we have lost all of our sponsorships. But the good news is we did get the body forming tools for the bodies, which means we can probably get something else in here if we want it. I'm definitely thinking about something on the chassis side to increase chassis tire wear, at least maybe, or maybe even just getting something for engine efficiency at this point. That'd be kind of cool. Or maybe even body drafting. We got the money to spend for this, but I also do need to continue to be aware that the manufacturer debacle that is my team is still in mind. So I can't spend all my money like I want to. I have to think about the future. As it stands right now, we are going to another speedway, or at least a listed speedway in New Hampshire. So we've got about 2 races time. So I wonder what I can put in for a little bit of work, if you guys, catch my drift. So we've got New Hampshire, we got a road course, then we got another speedway. So I'm definitely thinking we actually got back to back. We got a checkerboard. We got 2 speedways and 2 road courses back to back. So that means we can't do anything with the generic stuff, but we can do stuff with the super speedway. I think we should. We're going to go ahead and throw the super speedway stuff in for overhauling, just to make sure we get that up to a better state and status. So we're going to go ahead and do all of that, including the body with the new body forming tools. That should help a little bit. Yeah, I'm seeing a more sizable jump in drafting than before. So this is going to be good. So 2 races time for all that stuff to be overhauled. Now, looking at the sponsors, things are going to be very interesting. We could become the DeWalt 17 car. We could take over the 17 car. We could be Matt Kenseth. The only crazy part is that the expectations are to finish in 5th, qualify in 1st, and rank 1st. Also, if I do sign the 17 car sponsorship, I lose Pontiac, because I won't be a Pontiac driver anymore. I'll be a Ford. And you guys know, Roush has really been messing with me. So for him to throw me a contract is very almost slap in the face like. I'll have to think about that one. MBNA also is looking to come back, as well as NBC Sports, but this time on the hood. On the back end, of course, it was NBC Sports on the back. Now on the front, or now it could be Georgia Power coming back to the car, MBNA or NBC. But NBC says you must qualify in first. NBNA says qualify in fifth, and Georgia Power even says qualify in fifth. Associate sponsor was Safety Clean. Safety Clean says just finish ahead of Mark Martin. We've been doing that already, so that's easy money. Or NBC Sports says, hey, finish ahead of Jeff Gordon. Or MBNA says, we'll come back on the car for the associate sponsor, but you must rank first in your earnings. That could be interesting. Other sponsors are Goodyear Blimp, MBNA, and Safety Clean, as well as driver side is Goodyear Blimp, MBNA, and NBC. Why does it feel like NBC wants to be all over my car? What am I, the NBC sports car? Holy crap. Anyways, we'll mull that over. We'll create a scheme for it. We'll decide what we're going to do. I'm going to look forward to what's next. Very interesting that Jack Roush wants me to drive the 17 car, though. Didn't see that one coming. And if you didn't see that one coming either, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I'll see you guys on the next video, where we take on the New England 300, unveil a new paint scheme, as well as unveil our Season 3 last couple of races of a sponsorship. I'll see you guys next time. Be easy, everybody.